Okay, if you're watching this video, it means you're ready to learn how to use StatCrunch to calculate the 5-number summary. In class, we've done a lot of things with the graphing calculators. Since you don't have access to one of those at home, my math lab has a tool called StatCrunch, and the interface is going to look a little bit different, but it has all the same capabilities that our calculators in class have. So this tutorial is just going to walk you through how to find things like the 5-number summary and the median, standard deviation, a few other things that we've talked about in class. So once you open up my math lab, although StatCrunch is always available over here on the left, I've found that it's easier to just open up a homework assignment, and when you get to a problem that you feel like you'd need a calculator, just opening up StatCrunch within the actual homework assignment, but it does the same in both settings. So I'm here in A5, this week's homework assignment. So if you open up A5 and a question like number 3, for example, has a pretty large data set for you to work with. And now this data set can be worked with just on a piece of paper with a pencil, but ordering these from least to greatest and then finding the median that way is going to take you some time, and it's a little tedious. So here's what you do. You're going to go ahead, and anytime you feel like you might need the graphing calculator, you go over to question help over here in the top right. And under question help, you'll find StatCrunch. So when you open StatCrunch, it's going to want to open another window. Make sure you've disabled pop-ups so that StatCrunch can open as an additional window. And here you are. You can treat these columns just like the lists that we enter data in our calculator. Okay, you'll notice right now it's empty. You're more than welcome to type your data set in piece by piece, but again, that's a little tedious. So let's go ahead and instead of opening StatCrunch through question help, let's see what this little picture does. So this little picture underneath the numbers.
Attention students, Kayla Romero, please report to the main office.
All right, so this little picture down here says click to copy table, and so let's go ahead and click that instead. And it gives us the option to open in StatCrunch. And so that takes away a lot of the tedious of just typing all of those numbers in. And there we go. So you'll see here, this is the data set that the question is asking us to work with. And it just saved us a lot of time. That was 46 different numbers that you didn't have to type in. All right, so you've got your data set. Just like in class, when you have your data in list 1, we now have it under var 1 or variable 1. In this problem, we're looking at points that teams scored in a championship. So that's the variable we're studying here. To find the median, we're going to go ahead, we're going to click stat and then summary stats. It's kind of like 5-number summary and all of the other things we could use to summarize a data set. That's where you're going to find this. We're working with this column here. So we're going to click summary stats and then columns. The only column we have data in is variable 1, so just make sure you select that as the list you want to work with. That'll pop up over here in this box. And finally, you can select which statistics you would like to calculate. So for example, I want n might be useful, that's the sample size, and then I might select the mean, standard deviation, the median. The range is sometimes useful to have there if it's willing to calculate it for you. We can take the min, the max, Q1 and Q3, and let's go ahead and take the IQR. All right, that's pretty much all I want to work with there from that list, and now you'll see that's popping up in this list over here on the right as the things that StatCrunch is going to calculate for you. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and click compute, and there you are. So you'll see we're working with variable 1, that's the number of points the team scored during championship games. We had 46 pieces of data. That was again something that you could see by scrolling through the actual data list here. 46 was our sample size. It's calculated the mean, the standard deviation, the median, range, etc., all of the things that you told it to calculate. And so here, 45.5, that's going to be the number my math lab is looking for. Okay, and we'll check answer. Great. So coming back to StatCrunch, if you'd like to open that up to find the quartiles, all you have to do, you can click here, this little box underneath the numbers again, or it should still be open as a window just behind here. So that should pop back up. And now you'll notice that my box disappeared. I just went through and I calculated all of those number summaries, and they're not there anymore, but you'll notice a little, kind of like a push notification over here, the little orange box that says 1. If I click that, I can open back up the results that I'd already calculated. And so I was doing summary stats for this first variable, number of points the team scored in the championship. So if I click that, I'm right back here. The table hasn't gone anywhere. It's just been stored. So I can continue to work with that and hopefully get 100% on that homework assignment. So that was a very brief little tutorial on how to use StatCrunch. StatCrunch is going to let you do absolutely everything that a graphing calculator could do for us in class, but now you have access to it at home. So I'll continue to walk you guys through the different features of StatCrunch as we make it through the year. But for now, go ahead and see me if you have any questions, but otherwise, good luck on that homework assignment.